Hyrox solos and doubles are not the same thing, and your training for them should be different. So if you're currently training for your first solos or making that transition from doubles to solos, I'm going to take you through how I've changed my training and how you can feel confident on the start line. And I'm going to tell you all of this whilst I do a Hyrox workout because it seems like it's fitting. So let's go to the gym. I'm currently training for my first solo Hyrox race, and I've done 3 races before. One that I did at 48 hours notice with my client, which was my first race where I'd done no running training for it as well. That got me into the Hyrox world, and then I decided to do a race with my partner James, so we've actually done 2 mixed doubles races. Our previous one was in Bangkok in May, and we managed to shave 7 minutes off our time, which is pretty cool. So after that I decided to enter a solos Hyrox, and I've got that coming up at the end of September in Oslo. So my training has definitely changed a lot for that one, because I did a Hyrox sim shortly after the Bangkok race, and it was like a huge wake-up call. My fitness needed to improve massively, and also my upper body strength, because I really fatigued on the farmer's carries, and like my upper body was so sore, which I was quite surprised about because you think of Hyrox as being quite lower body dominant. So my training had to change, which I will explain more about, but let's get into this workout. This is actually the first Hyrox workout I've done in a long time, and I think that's why my fitness has got so much better, which I will explain more about once this workout is finished halfway through. I'll put the workout in the description as well. Oh, that was spicy. So the reason I haven't done many Hyrox workouts, and by that I mean high intensity workouts involving the stations, is because I have been building my aerobic base. So that means I've been doing lots of longer, slower runs. I've also been doing some aerobic erg workouts, so like EMOM 60 with the row, the bike and the ski, and that's so I can build my base aerobic capacity to then be able to like put the tip of the triangle on that, essentially. So it's like the base of the triangle is the aerobic capacity, and then on that I can work on the higher intensity stuff and speed. And I'm only just starting to add those in now, as I'm about 5, I got sweat in my eye, as I'm about 5 weeks out from my Oslo race, and that's so I can just basically have given myself the maximum amount of time to build that aerobic base. And I'll still be doing that in these last weeks, but I'll be adding in 1 to 2 higher intensity workouts per week. So on the cardio side, before now, I've basically been doing 3 runs per week, one longer, one usually speed, but not every week, sort of every 10 days or so, and then one easy like 6K per week too, plus once per week an easy aerobic workout. And then I've also been doing strength on top, and yeah, it's actually crazy the strength gains I've made in this time whilst running as well. So let me explain how that has changed from when I was doing doubles workouts. Okay, so I'm back at home now, so I can chat to you about what I was doing before when I was training for Hyrox mixed doubles. So what my training looked like then is I was sort of ramping up my running and kind of just trying to run and just trying to get the miles in, because I literally hated running so much. And that means that my heart rate was pretty high the whole time, so zone 2 runs just didn't exist. But over the time of training for that mixed doubles, which was probably, well, we did 2, so it was over a few months, I did manage to improve my running and be able to bring my heart rate down. However, whilst I was training for mixed doubles, because it is so different in that you get rest and it's more like interval style in the stations, you're sharing the load, and if you're doing mixed doubles, then your female, your partner may well be taking more of the load than you. So I'd say for us it was split like 60-40. And that meant that we were doing some WODs together, and I was also lifting, like Olympic lifting and back squatting every week as well. So it was quite central nervous system heavy in the high intensity workouts in the WOD, and also the running, because I just couldn't bring my heart rate down, and then also with the big lifts of Olympic lifting and back squatting and all of that as well. So that's how my training has changed from training for mixed doubles to solos. It's been a lot more longer, slower aerobic workouts, and I can now run in zone 2, which is great, and I'm enjoying it slightly more. And I'm doing a lot less WODs and just starting to bring in some Hyrox WODs and like compromise running with just sort of, where are we, like a month to go before my race. And then strength wise, I've gone from doing big lifts to doing a single side, like single leg movements, and doing that once or twice per week rather than pretty much every single day. So my training has changed a lot, and I've got to be honest, I feel the strongest and the fittest that I've ever felt, which is pretty cool considering I'm doing my own programming as well. So if you are trying to make that transition, or even thinking about that transition from doing Hyrox doubles to Hyrox solos, definitely take a look at your training, see if you can increase your aerobic capacity and work on those longer, slower workouts. And if in doubt, reach out to a coach who knows what they're talking about. And then, yeah, you just need to really build your aerobic base, and then you can build on top of that with that little triangle that I talked about earlier. So I hope this gives you some ideas for your training, and I hope you can take some value from what I've told you as well. I'd love to hear if you're racing, so let me know down in the comments, or if you're thinking about a Hyrox race, let me know if you have any questions, and I will catch you in the next one.